On the 27th of July, one of Microsoft's most successful and longest-running titles, Microsoft Flight Simulator, finally makes it to the console. I'm hyped about this, how about you? And it's coming on the Xbox Series X and Series S. In this video, we're going to cover off the difference between the two consoles and what sort of performance you can expect. Welcome to the SimHanger, my name's Mark. Let's not hang around, let's dive straight in and have a look at the main differences between the two consoles. Prices vary, but you're looking at about $500 for the Series X and $100 to $200 less for the Series S. So why the price difference? Well, the Series X can take physical media, the Series S is digital download only. Both feature a custom-designed AMD Zen 2 chip, with the Series X running slightly faster. The main difference comes in the graphics grunt available, but both systems have a GPU based on the AMD RDNA 2 architecture, with the Series X running at a native 4K resolution and the Series S at 1440p. Both consoles can up and downscale resolution, and we'll look at that a little later on. Both consoles feature fast GDDR6 memory, the X having 16GB and the S 10GB. Both feature non-volatile memory solid-state drives, with the X having twice that found on the S, 1TB and 512GB. There's a storage expansion port at the back of the consoles. Seagate offer a 1TB expansion that's speed-matched to those consoles, but it's real pricey. In terms of connectivity, both consoles are the same. Connection via HDMI, 3 USB ports, sound by Dolby and DTS, and both have dual band for wireless connectivity. I think that's enough of the techie stuff for now. I think you've got the gist. If you'd like to know more or are interested in third-party controllers and peripherals, then check out my video that I did earlier, link in the notes below. Series X and S are both compatible with keyboard and mouse. Microsoft Flight Simulator Standard Edition is available via Game Pass or direct purchase. You can pre-download the stock file. That effectively puts you in the queue, but you won't be able to get the full download until the 27th of July. If you already own it on PC, no need to purchase it again. Ownership is cross-platform, as is the case with saves and multiplayer. This should also apply to the marketplace, but I'll cover that a little later. In terms of performance, what can we expect from these consoles in Microsoft Flight Simulator? Microsoft and Asobo Studios, the developer of Microsoft Flight Simulator, recently held a Q&A session. Whilst they didn't delve into all the details, they did give us some indication. My understanding of what they said is that the resolution has been hard-coded. Series S at 1080p or HD and Series X at 4K. The video that you're watching now was captured on the Xbox Series X. Whilst both consoles are capable of 120 frames per second, bear in mind this is a flight sim and not a shooter. Also note that resolution and frame rates are two different things. The actual frame rate that you'll get will depend on what TV or monitor refresh rate you have. I think in the States and large parts of Europe they're running at 60 Hz, and I think the UK, it's odd, it's about 50. Monitors or TVs with variable refresh rates will be supported. At the lower end, the sim will lock at 30 frames per second. And for Microsoft Flight Simulator, you need 30 frames per second to get a smooth experience. The reason it'll lock to your monitors? Well, it's to prevent stutters and jaggies. Jaggies is where the screen is tearing. By that I mean one frame is still visible whilst it attempts to draw the next one. Sebastian indicated performance on the Series S and X was very similar, and in their test flying the A320 over Paris he had got 35 to 40 frames per second, and flying over a less dense area up to 60 frames per second. Within the sim there is a range of graphic settings that you can adjust your performance to suit your individual requirements, and this is where the benefits of resolution upscaling or downscaling comes in. On the Series S, for example, you may be running at 1080p, but you want better texture details. Well, you can turn up those settings to achieve the level of graphic fidelity that you're looking for. Then again, if you're getting a little bit of stuttering, well, you can turn some down. It will downscale accordingly. I think overall performance is going to be quite good. as the developers have been working for many months specifically for the Series X and S. So that's my understanding of what they said. If you know more, please don't hesitate to comment below. Microsoft Flight Simulator, on the Xbox and PC it's exactly the same, including access to third-party products via the marketplace, subject only to the developer's willingness to port to the Xbox platform. The launch on the 27th of July will coincide with World Update 5 for the PC, and as covered in my earlier video, this will include discovery flights, the additional floats and skis for the Land Anywhere feature, and expanded flight assistance options. Interaction within the cockpit will be by mouse and keyboard, and also via the Xbox controller. Interaction using the controller will be by a highlighted area, highlighting something then interacting with it. If you've ever tried to fly using the controller, you'll know how sensitive it is. Next to impossible to control the aircraft correctly. The release of the Xbox version will bring in a new set of sensitivity and setting controllers for the Xbox gamepad to allow for much finer control. Following the release of my last video on the Xbox, a number of people asked, is it going to come to the Xbox One? This is what Jörg Newman from Microsoft had to say.
People were saying, oh, it's not coming to Xbox One. I was like, don't say no yet. And I don't know if you guys read other announcements and stuff, but the xCloud team has been doing a bunch of work with us. And look, when Seb said that earlier about how many gigabytes we got from like 27 down to 5, 6, amazing feat of technology. If you look at Xbox One, it's 2 gig. At some point, you're breaking what you're making. So the actual thing that is the solution is stream down from the cloud via xCloud down to a Gen 8 machine. That's work in progress. We don't have a date yet, but I can tell you that some of the best programmers at Microsoft, like not just Flight Sim or Xbox or something, no, Microsoft are looking at this problem, and I think the company has already said we're going to do it. So it's just a question, and we are. So the question of when.
Jörg Newman from Microsoft also mentioned there's no formal beta being done for the Xbox release. The current Performance Plus testing being done in preparation for World Update 5 is essentially using the Xbox build. And Microsoft Flight Simulator is currently going through the last stages of Microsoft certification. So there you have it, that's the latest update on Microsoft Flight Simulator for the Xbox Series X and Series S, being released on the 27th of July. If you want to stay up to date on future developments, don't forget to consider hitting that subscribe button and tap the bell for future notification. Thanks very much for joining me today. I hope you found this information useful. Stay well, take care of yourselves, I'll see you soon, and bye for now.